Dang! Did you see that triangle that Aaron put on Reiner? Aaron was trying anything. He was using striking, and he wasn't closing the distance, and he kept getting beat. But once he thought about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and he used it against Reiner, he won the fight, proving that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is the best martial art of them all. Little did you guys know, we train the Titans, and Titans know Gracie Jiu-Jitsu as well. Dang! And my friends, we're going to do a breakdown. No, I'm just messing, guys. I love the Gracies, and I love Henner, too. I watch all of their videos on the Gracie Breakdown channel. You guys should check it out as well. But, man, I had no idea that this family here were the ones that trained all the characters in Attack on Titan. Dang.
And also, ginormous mega spoiler, do not look ahead if you don't know what's going on, or if you haven't seen this far, please don't.
What's going on, guys? Quinn here, and this is my brother Liam, and we're doing a Jiu-Jitsu breakdown, episode 7, or season 2, episode 7, or episode 32 from Attack on Titan. So, just gonna say very quick, I'm not a jiu-jitsu, I'm not super good at it. I've done it for about 3 months. I've gone to school, and me and my brother have been, we spar here all the time at the house. We've been doing it for years. So I don't have crazy amounts of experience. So if you want to add anything, if I miss anything or mess anything up, add it down in the comment section below, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have more experience than me. So another thing I want to add in here is that we have a very solid kitchen floor. We don't have any mats, so I can't go full tilt on the takedowns. So I apologize for that, but we're just going to do what we can. So yes, let's get started here. Alright, so here's how the fight started off. I'm just going to say, so I'm Aaron, he's the Armored Titan, and every single hit that I did so far was useless. So every time I hit him in the face, my hand would blow off. With striking, I was getting destroyed. He punched half my head off. He already had his time to shine. Now it's my turn. So here's how it started. We started off squaring up, and he was going for a punch, right? But instead of me actually punching him, I dodged and went around his head right here, and snagged on standing arm triangle. So I'm going to turn the view this way so you can see it a bit better. With a standing arm triangle, I could sit here and squeeze the choke and finish it off. I'll squeeze it, my brother will tap. Ready?
And just a quick tip here, I used a gable grip like this. That's not what Aaron did. He did a grip like this. So if any of you guys noticed that, yeah, I know, I did the wrong grip. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Whatever works for you best, use. Experiment with them. Which one gives you the most amount of control? Which one, can you hang on the best when it's somebody bigger and stronger trying to get out of it, right? Also, another thing, the way the arm triangle works, this arm's going across here, cutting off this carotid, and this arm goes across here and cuts off this carotid, the opponent's arm, obviously, and you're just getting squeezed in between like this, and you'll go to sleep.
If I would have kept squeezing that there, he would have went to sleep. But in a crazy scuffle, I would like to do the takedown that Annie and Aaron used in this episode. So, what he does, he takes this leg and trips it. But, here's just a quick tip for you guys here. If you're ever going to do this takedown, if you don't pull their center of mass or pull their weight over their center of mass behind their back foot, if you don't pull their mass over their back foot when you kick it, they can actually take you down. So I'll show you guys an example of that right here. If I just go for the leg without pulling his weight over it, if I go for it, he's just going to trip me. And I'm going to go to the ground. So that's something you don't want to do. So before you do this, it's very easy with this arm triangle choke grip. You want to pull his weight over that back foot that you're tripping and then kick it out like this. So I apologize, we can't go full tilt on these takedowns because this floor is hard as a rock. So we're just going to pause it here for a second before we continue into the fight. I'm just going to explain something about the arm triangle. I'm going to show you guys how it's done. So I could have finished it standing, but now we're on the ground. This is what I probably would have done if I ever gotten it, in a street fight or something. So I'm going to grab here, and now what I would like to do is grab my own bicep and go for a rear naked choke grip like this, grabbing the back of your head. But we'll just keep it like this because this is what Aaron did. And what you're going to do is you're going to, if you have mount, you're going to leave the mount and start coming this way. And you're going to go up on your tippy toes, and you're just going to keep squeezing as tight as you can and pushing all your weight into this arm here. And you're going to cut off both the carotids, and you're just going to keep walking around. It's going to get tighter and tighter. Just give me the tap when you feel it. And there, that's going to put him to sleep.
And you're going to want to keep your head nice and tight because if you don't, this arm could come around, arm triangle's over.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're just going to keep that really tight there. And I don't know why Aaron didn't do that because he could have, shattered the Armored Titan's armor. Now, I know you can't put a Titan to sleep. Or at least, I don't think you can. But, yeah, so instead, back to the breakdown, Aaron decided to go up and get a mount. So he got a mount here. And he just kind of stood up and he was getting ready to punch the Armored Titan. Now, I don't know why he wanted to I don't know why he was going to punch because every time he would hit the armor titan, his arm would blow off. So what's he gonna do if I ground and pound if I can't break through that armor? So he's getting ready to punch here, and the armor titan ends up trapping an arm, and he traps it down on himself. But instead of doing like a legitimate bridge and roll, he does it a little bit differently.
So in a regular bridge and roll, you want to trap an arm and you want to trap a leg. But in the anime, for whatever reason, he probably wouldn't need to do that anyway, being an armor titan and having so much strength, he'd probably be able just to push him off, possibly. But for whatever reason, Eren has his leg over top of the armor titan's leg, almost trapping it on its own without Reiner having to do it. So now that I have this isolated and the leg isolated, I put a hand on the chest, push up on the hips, over, and up into the
Not the mount, the guard. He meant to say the guard.
In real life, we're gonna go right in the guard after that position, but Eren was so fast that he just whipped the triangle out of nowhere. So when they came around with their roll, Reiner was trying to like punch or do something with this hand because it was up in the air, and obviously any of you guys who do jiu-jitsu, there is a triangle opportunity here. So I grab this arm and I just swing my legs out and around and I get it nice and tight. Now, for this demonstration, I'm not going to lock the triangle fully tight in because my legs aren't super long, so if I lock the triangle all the way around my brother, he's going to go to sleep, and that's just not comfortable and that sucks. So I'll show you what a real triangle is like. So this didn't happen in the fight. We'll put the breakdown on pause for a minute. A real triangle, you're just going to keep the posture down low, pull this arm all the way to the side, and you're going to lock up your legs, and you're going to finish the triangle right here. Give me a tap when it's tight. And you're going to pull down the head. That was extremely tight on his head there, so I'm going to keep the triangle out. But instead, Reiner was postured up, and he had his arm like this, yes. So here is the triangle, and he locks up a triangle here. Now again, real life, if I locked up this triangle tight all the way, and I'm just not because I don't want to choke up my brother here during the demonstration, I can put my brother to sleep. But, you know, it might not work if your opponent's really big and strong because they can posture up and stack. And again, with this triangle locked in here, I can also finish an armbar if I left it like this. I call it the triangle armbar, but Eren didn't, and he just kept locking in the triangle, and he was crushing the armor titan's armor here and here.
What the fuck are you looking at?
But then something else happened. The armor titan kept standing up, and he grabbed onto this leg and started pulling the triangle apart. And Eren started losing it. But instead of just going up, he took his leg and swung it around and got another armbar from the triangle. So, he got the armbar here. Yeah.
If you're in this position right here, this probably won't work. Their legs are going to be locked around so tight. But when we're talking about Titans, he actually might have been able to get his leg out had Eren not pulled up this next move.
Yeah, generally you're not going to pull an arm off like that. So, again, the triangle is tight, and he swings around to the armbar. Again, I apologize for the sloppy armbar, or the sloppy triangle. I just don't want to choke my brother out. So, the arm's fully extended. Now, in real life, if I just flex my hips here, I can finish the armbar. But I can also push him down onto his back and finish it like a traditional armbar. But the armor titan keeps stacking up, but the arm's fully extended. So what Eren does is he takes his head and he swings it over here, and I use my hip pressure extending his arm to pull him to the ground. If he doesn't go to the ground, his arm's going to break. So right down nice and slow and controlled, and he lands just like this here. So it's like the belly down armbar. Got to be careful with these ones because you can really put a lot of pressure without knowing it. So this is where he lands. And now that the armor titan's weakened and stuff, and he got, you know, cracked armor and stuff, he just keeps pulling, and he's pulling, and he's pulling, and he's pulling, and all of a sudden, can't show this on camera, I'm sorry, guys, he just cranks the arm and rips it off and just tosses it and almost crushes Mikasa in the process.
Fuck! 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 Oh!
But he just...
Do it!
But
I want you to do it!
He just Alright. So now we got our armor tight with no arm here.
He did it.
I actually ripped it off when I stopped filming. So, now Eren, he listens because he's not going crazy again, and he backs up towards our nice wall here. I can't remember what the name of the wall is. It's the second one. He's backed up against the wall. Rose, yes, second one's wall Rose. And he's squared up and they're getting ready to go again, right? He runs away and they say, hey, why don't you try that takedown on his leg? So, or try breaking his leg with a knee bar or something, right? But he takes all that armor off the back of his legs, so he's super fast. And he charges for some sort of double leg takedown. So we're going to try to do this with just one arm here. He charges for a double leg, and he picks him up, and he slams him against the wall, and Aaron goes, boom, hits the wall, and goes down right to the ground. That's where things get a little bit more complicated. So, Aaron hits the ground after the takedown. It shook him up a little bit because he got smashed into the wall, and Reiner, the Armored Titan, starts getting ready to deliver some ground and pound with the one arm that he has left. As you can see, he's missing one, and what he does, Aaron, he tries going for a leg lock. So he wraps this, and it seems like he's going for like a Achilles ankle lock here, a straight ankle lock, whatever you want to call it. So he reaches his leg up and gets it wrapped around. Again, it's hard for me
up on the ribs.
Yeah, it's up here, and it's hard for me to do from this position. Excuse that, but the thing is, he can't finish it from here. He needs to get the Armored Titan down, but the Armored Titan starts throwing a bunch of punches with his hand, and he dodges it, but Armored saying, get up, because you're going to get destroyed down here, right? So instead of finishing the ankle lock, he decides it's not a good idea, and he does an odd little sweep here. I've never seen it before, actually. My first time only seeing it was in this anime, but it's pretty simple. I prefer the double ankle sweep, though. That one's just my bread and butter sweep from down here. He brings this leg up here.
Right behind the knee.
Right behind the knee, and
We believe he also grabs this back foot, too, in the grab.
Yeah, he grabs that ankle, and you pull with this one, and you push with this one, and you got control of this leg, and they're going over. Boom. So now they're back up, and they're squared up again, and the Armored Titan goes for the takedown. Now, Aaron says, geez, I can't do anything about this takedown. I'm not defending it. He's not going to be able to defend it. He's too fast. He's too strong. So he goes, give me that goddamn neck while you're at it. So he charges in for some kind of double leg takedown, and he gets it, and he takes Aaron to the ground. But Aaron decides to wrap the head and do like a little DDT kind of thing here.
Actually, one thing you can do from a guillotine position like this is, I'm gonna grow my arm back for a moment. If someone does get you in that kind of neck lock, and let's say they try to go back, if you can get underneath them beforehand and go under, you can lift the legs and go up and over.
Now,
that was harder to do with one arm, and Ryan might not know that.
Yeah, so Reiner's not that good at jiu-jitsu, so he didn't try to do that guillotine defense there. He just wanted to slam Aaron. Second of all, that throw is a lot more aggressive, but we got to slow it down for this hard-ass floor. So he goes for his guillotine here, and he gets the guillotine, and Reiner keeps going with the takedown, so Aaron just goes with it, and he gets slammed a lot harder than that, and he DDTs Reiner's head kind of into the ground. After the DDT, Aaron has the head wrapped, and he, instead of going for like an arm out guillotine, which is what I always go for, I never have luck with the arm in, he closes his guard nice and tight, reaches in for the arm in over Reiner's stump, I guess, and he just locks his arm, and he starts pulling and pulling and pulling. Now, in real life, this is going to choke, Liam might as well just put his jammies on, because he's going to sleep. But, this is a Titan, so he's not going to sleep, so he just starts pulling. He does it all like WWE, too. He's going, right? And, anyways, Mikasa comes and cuts Reiner's leg off, but then, Armored Titan still keeps trying to push with his one arm and leg, because he's a friggin' tank. But it's no luck. He's pulling, and instead of going to sleep, all this armor's cracking, and he's pulling, and Reiner's going to get yanked out, and blood spraying, and armor's cracking, and he keeps pulling and pulling and pulling.
But he does manage to push him far enough.
Yeah, and before I can rip his head off, even though, like, again, real life, Jamie's on. He's in bed. But with the Titan here, he's not going to sleep, but he's about to pull Reiner out, but all of a sudden looks up in the sky, and shit, there's the Colossal Titan with the crush, and it leaves us on a fucking stupid-ass cliffhanger that just makes you want to, and that's it.
But it's worth mentioning that the stump might have been on the other side, but
who cares what the stump was?
You can imagine.
So, yes, that is our sloppy jiu-jitsu breakdown. I would say, if you really like this, we could give you more videos like this, but there's not any jiu-jitsu, I don't think, coming up, so if there ever is, we can do it again if there's ever another jiu-jitsu fight, but until then, I don't know how much more of these we can do, but if you like this video, let me know, and if you have any comments on that sweep that I didn't know, or you got any comments on my sloppy jiu-jitsu, or his sloppy jiu-jitsu, or something you guys didn't like, comment down below, tell me what you thought, because, yeah, a lot of you guys were commenting and liking on the other video, because you wanted to see a breakdown, so we did the best we could with the solid floor and crappy camera angle. Anyways, I don't know what else to add to that one.
See you next Saturday for Armored Titan and Aaron throwing off the top of the ring.
Yep, Hell in a Cell.
Hell in the Cell. That's what happens. Spoiler alert.